Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show, the build-up, the chill intro to a day of reacting fun. My return to full-form, long-form reacting. Rather than me doing this little clip show that I did for a while, today we're going to be reacting to a full-length documentary. It's going to be very exciting. So, of course, I'll give you full updates on everything that's going on. Plus, today's a very exciting day, folks, because if you didn't know, yes, it is true. Last night, finally, we did it. We hit the first milestone of my new goal rewards, which means today is a live edition of DSP Tries It. I'll be trying some Popeye's chicken food, including the new ghost pepper chicken sandwich. Today will be a very exciting day. Oh, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for some fun and some variety and some good stuff. So, today's show will just be more laid back and chill. Nothing too crazy to cover. I'll have a couple quick follow-ups to a couple topics from the week. But for the most part, we'll just enjoy the holidays together. We'll talk a little bit, and then we'll get ready for the big React event. So get ready for a chill, holiday-themed episode of the Level 1 Podcast. So speaking of which, I wanted to see how the holiday hat would look on me today with the new lighting, but also, I knew it. That's actually pretty funny. Look what it does. It gets rid of the pom-pom ball if I turn a certain way. The AI still needs some tweaking. I mean, in reality, I can't control the AI. I can't make it work any better. That's going to be, I guess, on NVIDIA. I think it's NVIDIA's proprietary AI that does this. I'm also trying to find the backgrounds. Here we go. Because for some reason, every single day, they're out of position. I don't understand why. I think each scene moves them around a little bit. But yeah, so I guess I can't really use the pom-pom too much. That's pretty funny. Unless if I turn my head this way, it works. If I turn my head this way, it disappears. It's weird. Anyway. Welcome to the show, everyone. Today is Wednesday, the 18th of December, 2024. The month is flying by, as it always does, right? What happens is the times of the year that you wish would pass by quickly take forever. And then the times of the year that you wish would last forever pass by too quickly. So that's what's going on right now, is we're flying through the holiday season. I wish that it was a slower process, but every day is flying by, correct? And Control F the background, really? Hold on a second. I'm being told to Control F. Let's see if this works. Try this one. It doesn't do anything. Nope. It doesn't work. It does nothing whatsoever. Okay. Anyway. Just like everything, you think, oh, really? This will work? This will fix it? No. Okay, so, yes, the holiday season is flying by, folks. It really, you may not realize it. It's a week till Christmas. Did you know that? In 1 week, we celebrate the big day. The birth of our Lord Jesus Christ, the arrival of Santa Claus, whatever it is that you believe or you celebrate is coming very quickly. And so, the final week, the final push towards Christmas, fun festivities all around. Today we have a full-on long-form React event, the likes of which I haven't done since my own documentary back in September. Or was it late August? Actually, it was late August, wasn't it? So it's actually been quite some time since I did one of these. And I figured it's great for variety. Let's do it. And we'll talk a little bit about that today, how I'm tackling it and stuff like that. Good stuff. All around, good vibes, holiday cheer. Seriously, like last night was awesome, where I'm playing Indiana Jones, and we're just all having a good time, and all of a sudden the chill vibes came together, and people started supporting, and not only did we hit the goal so we could do DSP Tries It today, but then we actually hit multiple goals, which we'll talk about. This new way that we're doing stuff makes it so that when we get a really supportive night like that, we can actually advance towards our next rewards more quickly, which I think is a really good way to go about it. More improved from what I used to do. So good stuff, right? Good stuff all around. Thank you all for being here today. Like I said, today's going to be just a laid back day. This podcast is going to be relaxing and chill where we just talk about topics, nothing too crazy. And then we're going to go over to my DSP Reacts channel for my long form react, which we're doing today to the Mr. Medicare documentary. All right. So that's what we're doing. That's what's on the schedule. So before we get ahead of ourselves, first of all, I do have a shout out to do. It looks like we did have a resubbing over on Kick. I want to shout that out before it gets off the screen. The SJB97. Thank you so much, SJB97 over on Kick. And automatic resubbing. Let's get that on the leaderboard. Get our first contribution of the day. So for the record, since some people may be confused, I haven't done reacting in a while. Even though this podcast is on DSPGaming, this podcast and the React event I'm doing today all will count as one stream, meaning any contributions that you give during this podcast will also count towards the stream I'm going to do on DSP Reacts. This leaderboard will not reset in an hour to an hour and a half. You understand? So feel free to support. And if you do, it will count towards hitting our next goal and getting another reward sooner. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a sec. All right. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. All right. Today, I'm reacting to the Mr. Medicare documentary by June the King. To tie in with that, several days ago, I did an open invitation to Mr. Medicare to come on this show tomorrow after I finished with my react. Of course, every toxic, disgusting individual on the internet who basically are a bunch of pieces of human filth think that this is such a way that I'm trying to profit off of this man. It is not. I have been told that for many, many years, Jim or Mr. Medicare wanted to talk to me, whether it was just a conversation, an interview, a roasting, whatever it would be, okay? I was always closed-minded and said, no, I don't want to deal with anyone who I consider an internet troll or anything like that. Things have changed, and people have convinced me over the last 5 months to basically make this available and possible, okay? I offered it a few months ago. Jim didn't respond. So now I said this will basically be kind of the last-ditch effort that at least now I can say, listen, I left the door open. I made the offer. Even if, he can't do it, that's fine. There's no pressure here. He doesn't have to respond. He doesn't have to show up. But just to give him the opportunity to know that, yes, the door was open, things had changed. Well, I haven't heard from him. And from what I'm to understand, he's not doing so well. He's quite sick. I wish him the best. Hopefully, it's not so bad and he has a good holiday, right? So at this point, since I've not heard from him, I'm just going to assume it's too late. There's nothing we can do about it. So, tomorrow I said, well, we probably have him on the show. He's not going to be on the show. So instead, what we'll do tomorrow is basically talk about how the react went. And then we're going to do Call of Duty tomorrow instead. So what we'll do, let's actually now lock in the schedule for the week so everyone knows exactly what to expect, rather than fooling ourselves and being like, oh yeah, there's going to be a Christmas miracle and he's going to change his mind and miraculously be good, healthy enough to come on the show. It ain't going to happen, right? If it was going to happen, he already would have reached out. It is what it is, right? So let's talk about this week and what's really going to happen. All right. So today, a chill level 1 podcast followed by me reacting to the Mr. Medicare documentary by June the King over on my DSP Reacts channel. So once this podcast ends, there will be a big pop-up on the screen that says, hey, click over here, go to DSP Reacts. All right. If you're on my Kick channel, DSPGaming Real, you don't have to go anywhere. The stream's just going to shut down. I'm going to change all the settings over to broadcast on DSP Reacts, have the DSP Reacts pop-ups and everything, and then we're just going to start broadcasting over there. If you are here on DSP Gaming, you will be required to go over to the DSP Reacts channel to catch the live react, okay? Now, FYI, the Mr. Medicare documentary is about roughly an hour and a half long, okay? Historically, when I do these long-form reacts, they take a long time. It's not a quick thing. You know what I mean? Something that I just go through right away. I usually take my time to react to what we're watching, add a lot of my takes on certain situations. In a lot of cases, a lot of the reacts that I've done have to do with YouTube or content creation or things over the years. Well, guess what? That's my forte. That's my specialty, right? So I try to add as much as I possibly can, and it makes a lot longer of a product. You're watching an hour-and-a-half documentary. It could take me upwards of 3-4 hours to get through it. Particularly in this case, I don't know how much I'll have to relate to the Mr. Medicare situation and his history. I just don't know that much about the guy at all. I just am trying to understand the guy because I've heard so much about him. I've heard, he's someone who trolled you a lot over the years and called you out for a lot of BS. At the same time, he also did the same thing to your detractors, and he's one of the primary reasons why the old detractor group, the SOK, or Sons of Kojima, ended up getting exposed and disbanding. So, I mean, that's fascinating. That's like both sides of the same coin, right? So I think that's why it's such an interesting story that I want to learn about. And I think that's why this is the perfect opportunity for me to do this as a long-form react, and my return to long-form reacting, of which I haven't been doing consistently whatsoever. So, should be good, right? Should be interesting. And I certainly hope that you will join me for it this afternoon. Now, here's the thing. It's a 1.5-hour documentary. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to react to the whole thing, okay? So I reserved literally the entire day for this react event. It may not need the whole day, but I've laid out my schedule as such. Here's how it's going to work. So after the podcast ends, we all head over to DSP React, or if you're on my Kick channel, you just stay put, and then we're going to broadcast the React live. I'm going to probably split it up into like hour-long segments so I can upload them to the channel. And likely, I'm also going to be taking some of the most interesting parts of that and probably splitting it up as highlights to upload to the channel as well. We will be broadcasting all the way till between 3:30, 4 p.m. Pacific time, and then I'm going to basically take a break from it to do the live DSP tries of Popeye's Chicken. So yes, I've already ordered. The food is going to be on the way. What did I order from Popeyes today? Well, I ordered the ghost pepper chicken sandwich, which I don't know if it's going to be good or not. I've had their chicken sandwich many years ago, and I really liked it, but I don't know if the ghost pepper version is any better or worse or how spicy it is. I guess we're going to find out. Okay. Then we're also going to try some chicken tenders with various different dipping sauces and 4 different sides that I ordered. I think I got the Cajun fries, the mashed potatoes with gravy, the rice and beans, and I think mac and cheese. So we're going to try each one of these and do like a big full Popeyes menu taste test, okay? So, it should be fun, and I hope that you guys will join me for it on this very first stream session, all right? So then, after the DSP tries it, I'm going to take a break. And then I'm going to come back tonight around 6:30 p.m. Pacific time on a second stream. Now, where I'm streaming and what I'm streaming will be directly in response to how the first stream went. If, within that very first stream, we finished reacting to the Mr. Medica documentary and we're all done, then the second stream will be a chill gameplay stream here on DSP Gaming, and I'm going to continue on with Killer Frequency. This is a game that I tried about a week and a half ago. It's basically the premise of a murder mystery where someone is going around this town, this small town, murdering people, and you are a radio DJ who's basically broadcasting and getting all these 911 calls routed to you, and it's your job to figure out what's going on and investigate. So we've only gotten like 40 minutes into it, and admittedly, the first 40 minutes were not very interesting. It was pretty boring, quite frankly, just sitting around the radio station and just hearing people talk. So I don't know if the whole game will be like that or not, or if there'll be more to it. But I'm very curious. Excuse me. I'm very curious, how it's going to go. And if you guys will like it or not. I mean, keep in mind, this is a game that people had asked for, which is why I bought it to begin with. So I want to try that tonight if we're doing that, because I don't know. With this documentary, it very well could take a long time to get through, in which case we need both streams. And if that's the case, that's fine. So I will let you know, obviously, by the end of the first stream what's going on. If we're going to do a second stream on DSP Reacts, that's the end of the Medicare, documentary. Or if it's going to be me doing some gameplay on DSP Gaming, so that way people will know what to do. That's why you may have noticed I didn't create a second stream anywhere. There's no second stream on the React channel or here, because I don't know what I'm doing tonight yet, okay? All right, now, tomorrow, Thursday, like I said, the door is open, but the chances of a Christmas miracle are incredibly tiny. At this point, I'm just going to say, yeah, Jim's not coming on the show, which is fine, and I wish him the best. I really do. Instead, we'll do a decompression style podcast where we'll talk about the reacting and how it went. And then possibly plans for like the next React, stuff like that. And then the first stream will be Call of Duty Black Ops 6 multiplayer, which I haven't done now in several weeks. I took a break from it a couple weeks ago because I said that it was causing me a lot of stress. Well, it's been a couple weeks. I'm removed from it now. I think I'd like to jump back into it. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more refreshing for them to understand the holiday update has hit the game. So now there's going to be like holiday themed stuff in it. So that'll be neat. So we'll do that tomorrow as the daytime stream just for variety purposes. And then tomorrow night, Thursday night, will be the conclusion of the Bloodborne, the Old Hunters DLC run. Basically, all I've got left is Orphan and Germán, and that's it. That's the entirety of the rest of the game. So depending on how long it takes me to actually beat, Orphan is going to determine the length of the stream and if we just end up chilling after or whatever. But, yeah, we're wrapping it up. It's taken about a month to get through the game, and it's been a great run. I've really enjoyed playing Bloodborne this time with the better graphics on PS5 Pro. So I hope you will join me for that. Then on Friday, Stalker 2. My weekly Stalker 2 stream will go into effect. That'll be fun. And then Friday night, it's going to be a chill stream, but I'm just not sure what yet. Because we have a few different options for Friday night. Hold on, because I want to take a look at them. We could either do more Indiana Jones. Okay, that could be neat. Or we could do Balatro. Or we could do more of the coin game. Like, we have all these options. And the thing is, I'm willing to do any of them. Okay? I really would like to do any of those things. Like, I think for our last stream of the week, a nice chill stream, it could be great. So, yeah, I'm interested in anything. You guys let me know what you think. And we go from there, but I want to know what we want to do on Friday night, okay? Since Saturday's my day off, now next week is Christmas week, all right? So it's going to be a special week. There will be a full day of gameplay on Sunday, including Marvel Rivals and Microsoft Flight Simulator. But then Monday is the big day. Monday, the 23rd of December, is my Christmas marathon. It's an annual event that I always do. I hope that you guys will join me for the fun. First of all, booze, which I don't often do on stream. I'll be drinking this crazy strong 58% alcoholic volume, high voltage Islay single malt Scotch whiskey. Taking shots of that while I'm in various festive holiday attires. I have like so many Christmas sweaters now that I've accumulated over the years that I'll be wearing and alternating during the course of the stream. Games, what will we be doing? Well, first of all, I want to do a gaming schedule update. And what I mean by that is I want to go through the entire gaming schedule so that we can know what's coming out in the next few months of gaming. So I can say, hey, here's what we're doing at what times. And we can start to plug in and fill in the dots. Like, for example, some people are asking me, when will Stardew Valley come back? Will you ever resume Sea of Stars? What about this game, like Dino Crisis? Will you do a playthrough of that? Well, I can't really answer that until we know the schedule of games that I'm interested in covering, right? And so, that's one of the purposes of what we're going to be doing during the Christmas event, is getting that locked in so everyone knows what to expect and we can plan around it. But in addition, we will be playing a variety of games. What games? I'll tell you what games, because we have it saved up now. It's going to be the intro to Stellar Blade, which I promised you guys I would try out. It's going to be Bad Rats. We are actually going to do Dino Crisis again, but this time on the PS5, and this will lead into a full playthrough in the future. Hitman Blood Money, which we're going to play on PC, and apparently I found a couple of mods that will allow it to be full screen, modern graphics, and maybe even work with a controller, so we'll see. Power Wash Simulator has 2 different Christmas themed levels. We'll probably check out one of those. And Astrobot has a holiday DLC that also came out for free, and we'll be playing that. So we've got a good variety of stuff to be doing all day on Christmas, and likely what we'll be doing is polls during the day in the various chats on Kick and YouTube to determine what you guys want to see next as we move through the day. Now, I'll be drinking, and some people are saying, well, how will it work? I'm not sure. People are saying, show this on camera up close so it'll focus. There you go. So, I don't know if I'll take a shot for every level, like maybe every $100 of support that comes in, I take a shot. It is incredibly strong liquor, so I probably shouldn't be drinking it that fast, or else how am I going to stream all day? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe every $100 of support towards our goals here, I'll take a shot, right? And that way I don't get sloshed, okay? Now, also during the day, I should probably order some food, and I think we need to kind of figure out what it's going to be. Now, here's the thing. We still got today, we've got tomorrow and Friday, and we've got Sunday. That's a lot of days, right? We could possibly hit the next goal by Monday. And if we do, what I think I will do on Monday, if we've hit goals hit of 20, we will actually order that pizza with a twist that we looked at a couple days ago, which is the pizza that combines Indian food with American pizza, which is so bizarre, and I can't imagine it being good, but at the same time, isn't it intriguing? Like, don't you want to see it and try it? Like, I do. So, it's like tandoori chicken on a pizza, or tikka masala chicken curry on a pizza, right? So, I definitely want to try it. And so, if we hit the goal by then, that's what we're going to do. All right, that's when we'll do it. We'll do it during the Christmas Marathon event. So our motivation is, guys, let's hit the goal of 20, and now we can order the weirdo pizza to eat during that event. Now, if we don't hit the goal, then I'll have to figure something else out, and I'm not sure what. You know, I have to think about it. We have a whole weekend to think, right? I'm curious, like, how things are going to go over the next several days. Like, I have no idea how people will support this React to the Mr. Medicare documentary. I was told by various different parties, outsiders, even other content creators, that this is a good idea and that people will want to see this, okay? And no, and people are like, oh, we were talking about Kino Casino, obviously. No, I'm not, actually. I'm actually talking about other different content creators who reached out to me and were like, you absolutely need to respond and do a React to the Medicare thing, because that's super interesting to the internet. That's why I'm doing it, okay? So, I'm curious. Will people respond positively? Will they like it? And will they support today's streams? I actually don't know. You know, maybe we'll hit the goals on both streams. Maybe we won't. Okay? Tomorrow with the gameplay, Friday with the gameplay, will we hit the goals? Will we not? The truth is, if every stream we hit the goal, today, tomorrow, Friday, and Sunday, then we will absolutely be doing the DSP Tries It on Monday. But also keep in mind, on Monday, we could hit the goals then too. And since it's the Christmas Marathon on Monday, chances are it's probably going to be decently supported. And we're probably going to hit the goal, if not multiple goals that day. So maybe we'll still be able to hit it in order, you see? So we'll see how it goes. But that's my idea. I think we should do that definitely on the Christmas Marathon. And it should be a good night. It really should. It's going to be fun with the gaming schedule, the various different games, the booze, the food, the festive vibes. It's going to be all good. Now, on Tuesday, Christmas Eve, I will be doing one stream. Just one, okay? My wife actually has to work that day. So I said I might as well stream when she's at work, right? Now, what we will actually stream on Christmas Eve, I don't know. I really don't know what I want to do. Do we want to do multiplayer? Do we want to do a chill game during the day? I'm not sure what you guys want. But I'm leaving it open. The possibility of anything. I guess we could talk over the course of this week. Like, what do you want to see me play on Christmas Eve for a special Christmas Eve, day stream? Okay. I'm off from streaming Christmas Eve night and Tuesday or Wednesday, Christmas Day. So it'll be the day and a half that I actually get to spend time with my wife. And then Thursday, we're back to full streaming again. So Thursday will be a full day of streams. First stream will be gameplay. Second stream will likely be DS Politics. Okay. I'm not doing DS Politics this week simply because even though there are some political things going on, I don't think there's enough discussion to really hold up a whole show yet. I think there'll be more developments over the Christmas week that maybe will be more interesting to talk about. In addition, someone said, well, not someone said, someone had the idea. They're like, every week you don't have to just cover current events on DS Politics. You could actually bring up hot topics in politics and have, maybe the audience, the live chat talk with you and stuff like that about it too. And that is an idea. That is definitely something that we can do. But as of now, I just feel like I just wanted to give a break to the politics. I've now done it over a month in a row. Like, was it 5 straight shows? And it was good, but I felt like, I just wanted a break from it this week with not a lot going on. Trust me, if something crazy had happened, like there was a rumor Justin Trudeau was going to step down as the leader of Canada, and it didn't happen. I was like, oh, it might be a topic to talk about the whole show, and then it didn't happen. I'm like, nah, well, forget it then. So, we'll see what happens, but we should have a full day of streaming that Thursday and Friday of next week, and then that will be the week. Okay, so the holiday week will be fun and special, and then, of course, after the holiday week is over, it's time to start working on my year-end series, which is my Game of the Year awards and most disappointing games of the year countdowns. Those will likely take place the first week of January, but I need a little bit more time to work and plan on that. Likely, I'm going to be downloading a whole bunch of videos and stuff to prepare for that. But it should go well. Now I'm on my new setup. I actually have the ability to video edit it and stuff, so maybe I could put together some interesting montages. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, we'll see. Speaking of which, now that the schedule's done, last night, I actually edited 2 videos together as highlights for you guys. And I uploaded them to the DSPGaming channel. I don't know how many of you saw them and gave them a look, though. What I'm trying to do is learn the basics of video editing again, and I'm using DaVinci Resolve to do that. So last night, I put together 2 montages. One was of me fighting Lawrence, the first Vicar boss in the Bloodborne DLC, including a few, times that I died and had some funny reactions to it. And then the other one was a really funny moment that happened impromptu out of nowhere last night when I was playing the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So hopefully if you have not seen that stuff yet, you'll give it a look. This is what people have asked me for many, many years. They said, when you're playing games, would you take highlights from that day's gameplay and basically post it up so that people could know like the better parts of the game? They could check that out. And if they're interested, then they could check out the raw footage. I mean, this is what I would like to do in 2025, that if I'm playing a hot new game and something notable happens, then I make the highlight, right? So then people can see the highlight and enjoy it, and then we can, accentuate it that way. So we'll see. I hope that you guys like the clips. This is me learning and going from there. So let's see how you think, moving forward, me doing these kind of highlights. Same thing today with the react that I'm going to do. I'm going to try to remember some of the more notable things that we watched that I can later on clip out of that show or that react event and make highlights for the channel over the course of the week too. Just like similarly how I would have done with DS Politics. So we'll see how it goes today. Okay. All right. So those are my topics for now. What I would like to do is reopen my window because the landscapers are gone. Okay. So I have a minor follow-up. Okay, this is basically the only other kind of thing I have to talk about today as a minor follow-up to a topic that we have talked about earlier in the week. Okay, so as you know, earlier this week, one of my big stories that I had here on the show was that someone had attempted to scam me. Someone was pretending to be a representative of an RGB lighting company and claiming that they were reaching out to me for a sponsorship opportunity. But as I talked to them further, it became obviously apparent that this was fake. Okay, it became obviously 100% apparent that this was just a complete scam, someone who wasn't who they said they were, especially with the methodology and the way that they were going about telling me to do stuff. In a nutshell, they wanted me to click a link to review a non-disclosure agreement. And I said, that's not how it works. If you actually worked for the company, you would send me information direct from the company, whether it would be like make an account on our website or even just send me an email specifically from your company, from one of its email addresses. So I know it's really you, right? And you actually have some kind of stake in this company, rather than telling me click on this random link that supposedly links to some third-party site that it was funny because the link they sent me said sign here. And I was like, sign what? You didn't even talk about what the partnership was, right? Are you going to pay me? Are you going to provide product? What is it? Why would I sign anything? You didn't even tell me anything yet. The whole idea is you sell me on it first, and then I would agree and sign. Like, the whole process was broken and made no sense. So when I called them out on it, they then said, oh, well, here's my LinkedIn to prove that I work for the company. Don't worry, you don't have to sign anything. And I said, wait, you sent me to a site that claims it's a digital, signing site to sign an agreement. Now you're telling me I don't have to sign anything. And what does your LinkedIn have to do with anything? LinkedIn is a third-party website that's basically an online resume. Like, anyone can make a LinkedIn and make it say anything. Right now, I can make a LinkedIn and make it say that I'm the president of Nintendo of America. Doesn't mean it's true. It just means that I have a LinkedIn that says it, So, but after I called them out on that, they literally never responded again. So over the course of this week, I noticed something in regards to this account. What I'd like to show you, this is pretty funny. You ready? So this account on Twitter has now completely rebranded itself as a totally new name, even though, as you can see, look, it has the original name in the tweet. Okay, so the original name is there, but then it renamed a new account name, which is absolutely hilarious in my opinion, right? Like a brand new account photo that, of course, isn't them. When I was talking with them, they had over 4,000 followers on Twitter. Now they have 35. Okay. They deleted a whole bunch of their posts that they had made in regards to the company. This is the company that they were trying to pretend like they were representing, that they're not really representing. Okay. And if you remember, I called them out because I saw a media post that they had from November that was talking about being an interior design company for like vehicles. Well, guess what? They removed it. So basically, they saw my whole video about them, and now they're trying to like rebrand and ghost their account or redo it. It ain't gonna work. This account is fucking toast, dude. XNAOMIXU will never be used for anything. I'll make sure of it, because I'll keep following the goddamn account, and I'm gonna keep exposing them over and over if they keep trying to fucking use it for something. Now, what's sad is you would look at this and you'd be like, oh, well, this is just a rare occurrence. This is incredibly common, okay? Sadly, this kind of misuse, scamming, and fooling people happens every day. Content creators, people who just normal accounts. Like I said, the reason that I was, made aware of this happening is because I found a random tweet from someone in the FGC, the fighting game community, saying in the last week, something like 10 to 20 major fighting game creators all had their YouTube accounts hacked. And it's suspected that it was the same thing. I think it was this account. Now, I might be wrong, but I get the feeling this account was reaching out to various creators of certain topics. And, not to say that I'm a big FGC person, but they very simply could have been searching for, posts from FGC. I posted about Street Fighter a lot this year. So, and they just came across my name and decided to try to target me like they had targeted others. All it takes is one click. I just want you to understand this. One click. And they can have access to all your accounts. It's that crazy. That's why I don't click anything at all, unless it's completely effing verified, up, down, left, and right. I literally don't click anything at all. I make sure no one has control of any of my accounts or anything like that. I don't even allow integration. Like, for example, I have a merch store that I work with to sell my merchandise. It's darksidephil.shop. And they make all my merch for me, but I don't integrate this merch shop into my YouTube page. I just feel like it's too much liability. Even though I trust them, I mean, they've now sent me a second payment of royalties, for the products that I'm selling on here, which was very nice. I just got it this week. And, you might say, well, don't you trust them then? I mean, honestly, yes, I do, but I still don't want them having access to my YouTube page. Like, you can integrate that into the page so you can shop right from my DSPGaming page on YouTube, but I don't want to do that. I seriously don't. I want to take no chances whatsoever. The only person with access to my accounts and my shit is me. I've got all the authorizations. I got all the links. You know what I mean? Like, it's all on me. That way, if something goes wrong, it's me. It's not someone else made a mistake, you know? So you've got to be incredibly, incredibly careful, because at a moment's notice, someone could just take control of all your stuff. It's become increasingly more easy for these scammers and hackers to do this shit. And that is an account that 1,000,000% was trying to get me. Like, so bad. They really, really were trying to get me. And thankfully, they didn't, okay? So, all right. Cool. Alrighty, guys. So, that's what I've got for today. Like, literally, that's all the topics that I had to talk about. I mean, it covered about 40 minutes. What we'll do is we'll open up and do a little bit of Q&A, whatever you guys want to talk about. Tag me in the chat. Guys, let's get some support going. All right, let's get the support rolling to get some momentum so that we can actually continue on with the goals hit and do this DSP tries on Monday, which I would like to do for the Christmas marathon. Okay. And let's see what you guys want to chat about today. So just tag me in the chat, and let's have some back and forth. Well, surely I could tell you. I would not tell you if or what security stuff I use. If someone's like, I wonder if he uses this or this, I certainly wouldn't talk about it publicly, right? How has the online store been going? It's going all right. Let me put it this way, okay? Basically, I get a few sales a week, okay? And I do get good royalties from this place. It's not like ginormous cuts, but at the same time, the amount of, royalties that I make from sales on the darksidephil.shop site, way more than any other business I ever had, even back in the day when I had a Cafe Press or when I was working with Teespring. This is the most I've ever made, okay, on these kind of sales. It's still not a ton. Like, the only way you would ever make significant income selling merch is, no exaggeration, if you were selling hundreds of items a month, then you would make good money on it. I'm not selling hundreds of items a month. I'm getting a couple items a week, okay? So in a month, I'm probably making like 10 sales, and you add it up, there you go. So I think I've had the shop for, 3 months now? The first couple weeks, there was a giant boom, because everyone was wanting Dark Side Phil merch for the first time in years, my biggest fans, and they all bought stuff, so all the shirts and everything sold. And then it definitely died down, after like that month had passed. And then I just added the new line of product a couple weeks ago, the sweatshirts and the hoodies. And there was a burst of sales there. And then it calmed down again. I think what it is people realize there's no way they're going to be getting that stuff in time for the holidays now. Ordered now, you're probably not getting it till like mid-January. So, people rushed in, bought what they had, and then, it is what it is. So the stuff will be there. All right, it'll be fun over time to still be able to reference and wear the merch and, advertise it and make a few bucks here or there. It's good to know that people care and want some merch. But no, I'm not making tons of sales or anything like that. But it's also not dead. It's kind of just, a few here, a few there. Okay? Oh, let's see here. I might sell more products if they appear below my videos on YouTube. I know, Quartz, but like I said, that would require that integration where you'd have to link the store to the YouTube account. And I don't think I ever want to do that. I feel like that's too much trust in another company. Like, here's the thing. If right now my YouTube account were to get hacked, that's 100% on me. It means that I misclicked something. It means that I trusted someone with the wrong information, or you know what I mean? Like, I gave someone too much access. I don't give access to my accounts out at all. If I give access to that company, and now they link or integrate that, you're right. You may see merch start appearing on my page, and people might click and buy it. But that means now that company has tremendous responsibility, because they're the only other company that has access to my accounts, and they can log in and everything. And that means if someone at that company does something wrong or makes a mistake, or someone is malicious, you know what I'm saying? Now you're putting that liability into somebody else's hands. So, it is what it is. Would I make some more money? Yes. Is it worth it to take that risk and have my entire business be at fault that, you know, someone could just get in there and ruin it, probably I would never want to do that. So it's probably not worth the possible, you know, increase of profits to risk it all, right? Well, first of all, your name is Doo Fard, but they said, I feel like you don't talk to Kick Chat much anymore. That's totally not true. I do. I just wait for intelligent stuff. And it, you know, you don't really get that much. A lot of these names on Kick, like your name, Doo Fard. And obviously, because, you know, you're one of these people who is just trying to say something dumb. I mean, why am I going to respond to you? For example, 2Hatchet just said, after the Comcast troll was exposed, it's too much risk, to be honest. You're right. I mean, you have to remember, 1 year ago, it was actually exposed that someone was working at my ISP, Comcast, who was a troll of mine, and who decided to illegally log into my modem, change settings, and keep resetting my modem against my will. Completely illegal. And I could have sued the shit out of Comcast for it. I decided not to. But I could have sued the shit out of them for doing that and affecting my business in a negative way. Can you imagine if the trolls are willing to go that far? Because very well that person could have been actually not only, you know, fired, but actually like arrested. Because they used technology and control at the job that they weren't supposed to use for malicious purposes. That's a violation of, you know, employment law, I feel. And they probably could have went to jail for it. So now did Comcast go after them for it? Who knows, right? But when they're going to that level of violation of the law, I mean, I've been swatted before. I've been mass impersonated, you know, identity theft, all kinds of federal crimes have happened in regards to me. So, you know, do you put it past anyone? No, I do not. I literally don't put it past anyone that they would do something to troll me and hurt me in my business. So that's why I don't give the power out. Who gives a shit what RTU wants? Someone says RTU wants to come on the show tomorrow instead of Medicare. First of all, in what universe does RTU feel that he could ever be a proper replacement for Mr. Medicare? That's got to be like the weirdest fringe alternate fucking dimension, right? That's number one. Number two, that ship has sailed. Literally no one wants to talk to Review Tech USA about anything, including me. I could not give two shits about the man. I never would want to have a conversation with him. Who is RTU? Exactly. Who the fuck is RTU? What are you talking about? I mean, that guy's been a dead deal for months now. Like, no one gives a fuck about that guy. He's dead and buried. So, absolutely not. He'll never come on the show. Why don't I sue Comcast for millions? Because I can't. Let me put it this way. All right? Comcast absolutely is liable for the fact that someone, arguably for 2-3 years there, could be proven was actually constantly messing with my business. Okay? But to what extent? Can it be proven in a court of law that they took my personal information and used it against me in any way? Could it be proven in a court of law that concretely, because my modem reset and had settings messed with, that I lost any revenue? These are things that would be such a tough case. You know what I'm saying? Such a tough case that could it work? It could. Would it work? Don't know. Is it worth my time and effort? No. Just like, same thing, like going after a troll or going after... The litigation is not the way. Unless the only time that litigation would ever make sense. Let's say, for example, someone actually hurt my business in a huge way. Like, what if someone actually hacked DSPGaming and deleted all my videos? And then I contacted YouTube and they said, we can't get them back. So my entire videography and a history as a content creator is erased. Well, that's revenue. Every month I get revenue from ad revenue from the residual views. And if that's deleted, now you're talking a lot of money a month that I'm no longer getting as a result of that malicious action. Okay? If I could target who actually did that and sue them for that, you can prove, well, look, Phil was making this. Now he's making this. There's a big discrepancy. It's your fault. Sue your ass for it. Do you see the difference? You need to, in a court of law, you need to be able to prove that you have a loss. It's hard for me to argue, oh, because someone was turning my modem on and off during a stream, and because someone was maliciously changing the names of the stuff in my modem, that this was costing me concrete losses of my business, you know? Versus, hey, if someone actually deleted the channel and now I'm not making that revenue anymore because the channel doesn't exist, and here's the difference, apples to oranges, or apples to apples comparison, excuse me, that's a lot easier to prove and then try to get your money for. You know what I mean? So there you go. Okay. If you have noticed, I just ignore a lot of these messages. People come on and they try to troll, and they say things that have nothing to do with anything we're even talking about. Like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, someone just said something so completely unrelated to anything we've talked about this morning. And I'm just like, okay, ban. And I'm not going to bring up their name or nothing. Just wasted my time. Just fucking ban them outright. So I don't have to discuss it. Exactly. Mary Ban Miss. I should react to Medicare watching me? I don't even know anything about that. See, okay, someone earlier, I was going to address this, but it scrolled off the screen. They said, Phil, do you regret not actually allowing Medicare to interview you like 2 years ago when you were interested in an interview? Because he was one of the people who stepped up and said he wanted to do it, and you just wrote him right off. Well, if you remember, a couple things happened. A couple things happened. Number one, I was contacted by not Medicare, but by others who apparently are fans of Medicare. And they said, are you aware that he wants to interview you? He's one of this big people who's followed you over the years, and yes, he's trolled you, but we think that the interview would break the internet and you should totally do it. And I said, all right, since I am interested in getting a legit interview, okay, let me do some research. And I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not making this up. The first video I clicked on YouTube, I searched Mr. Medicare, and a video pops up, and I click on it. And within the first 10 seconds, he's dropped the N-word. And I'm like, dude, and you could tell this is a guy that's okay with saying it, doesn't bother him whatsoever, doesn't care about who he's offending saying it. He's just like, N-word. Like, I mean, is this, if I'm looking for an interview that's going to be serious, that people are going to pay attention to, because remember, the reason I wanted to be interviewed is because I wanted to have a definitive piece of content out there that if anyone was interested in learning about the controversies around Darkside Phil and my responses to them, this is the go-to video for it. I didn't want to make an entertaining piece of content. I didn't want to make a money-making piece of content. I just wanted content that was useful to people as a resource to reference. Didn't seem to make sense. The first person, I go to interview, and the guy is going to basically be saying radical stuff, over-the-top stuff. He's associated with that kind of behavior. I don't think that's what I was going for. I was going for a more professional atmosphere than that. You understand? I'm not saying that it wouldn't have been a wild thing to do, okay? But I just, I gave it a shot, and the first thing I hear is the N-word. I'm like, well, dude, then I'm totally not entertaining this, okay? So that was number one, okay? And number two, if you remember, I basically had given up about getting the interview. Like, I was interested in it in the fall of, 2022. And I was fishing around. But I couldn't get anyone serious to do it. Like, for example, Moist Critical, at that point in history, was ragging on me all the time. Okay? He was talking about me a lot in his content, always making fun of me, saying that basically, after the, I forget what game it was. It was that shitty-ass game that we were playing. That looks like the R.R. Geiger shit. I can't remember what the fuck it was called because it's such a bad game. But I was playing it, and that night when I played it, I was in such a bad mood. And I was basically being really mean to the viewers because they hadn't contributed, right? Like, I was over the top being really disgusting and mean towards the viewership. And he called me out for it, right? And I'm like, when I saw him responding to me, I was like, he's absolutely right. And that's someone who, over the years, has called me out for shit. So I'm like, dude, if you're going to call me out, then if I'm looking for an interview for someone to actually talk to me about these topics, why don't you interview me? Instead of just calling me out randomly in a video to get a rise and make some money, why don't you instead give me a chance to actually show to you that I'm a normal dude? I'm not an evil villain like everyone portrays me, you included, or whatever. Of course not. He said, no, oh no, I have no interest in interviewing him. Of course you don't, because all you want to do is talk shit about the topic to make money and get a rise, despite the fact that it makes that person look awful and it hurts them in their business. You don't care, right? That's the common methodology of the average content creator, especially the big ones. Absolutely no responsibility, no thinking morally about what they say or do. Just do it to profit and then just move on, right? So you'll talk shit about me all day, but then the moment that I say, hey, give me a fair shot, let's have a real conversation. Oh, no, I'm not interested in that, right? So after basically a lot of people like him doing that thing, I basically was like, well, I'm not interested in any interview. And then the side scroller interview happened completely by chance. I feel like the side scroller interview had to happen because that essentially put me in a position where it wasn't a big deal anymore to talk about those topics, like the mobile games thing, because already, I guess people already had seen it and were like, well, whatever. We just believe that Phil is doing the mobile game thing. And it kind of set me up for this year, where now we had the documentary and me responding and admitting the things that I had done and all of that and putting it all behind me. Like, I feel like it all had to happen the way it did. I feel like if I had done the interview with Medicare, it wouldn't have gone well. And basically, it would have hurt me, you know? Like, this is the thing. If I had done the interview with Medicare, it probably would have been highly entertaining. It probably would have been highly inflammatory. It probably would have made me look awful. But it also would have not benefited me at all. Like, it would have been hurtful to me and my rep and the business and everything, right? As opposed to the way that it went instead, yeah, it was a very slow thing. But, you know, having the side scrollers interview go down, me getting screwed over for the year, and then the review tech thing happening and him falling apart, and then me having this big, you know, spin and resurgence and having people listen to me for the first time in many years in a positive way and being able to basically get my revenge both on review tech and on side scrollers, and then, you know, coming back the way that I have, it's all because I did it the way I did. It could have gone very differently if I had made different choices. And again, this is not me ragging on Medicare at all. I'm just saying I don't think that would have been the right thing or the right time. It actually kind of would have hurt me badly if I had done it, okay? Now, is it unfortunate that now Medicare is in really bad, you know, medical shape and basically can't do this kind of stuff anymore? Yeah, it is. Because I do feel like right now, if he were healthy, 100% this is something that I would do. Like, no lie, 100% I would absolutely have this conversation or interview with him. You know, I have no problem with it. Even if he took the entire time and all he did was fucking rip me a new asshole and make fun of me and tear me apart, I wouldn't even care. Seriously, I wouldn't. Like, I don't really care anymore about this shit, you know? So, you know, it's just unfortunate the timing. Because again, like this week, the fact that I invited him on the show, right? And everyone's like, oh, you're doing it for personal gain. What personal gain? The stream would be demonetized. There would be no pop-ups, no shout-outs, no contributions going on. Okay? That's not the purpose of the show. Or the purpose of the appearance, I should say. I don't think I'm going to get any clout from it. I literally don't even know the guy. I'm going to react to it today to learn about him. What clout could I possibly get out of it? Right? The reason I'm doing it is because I've been told by multiple parties it would be the right thing to do. That this guy deserves to have this conversation with me that he's wanted for so long, and that I should present it in a way that it makes it feasible, you know, to happen. Not, oh, I was stubborn all these years, and then after the fact, oh, I wish I had. You know, take advantage of the moment when you can. So that's all this was. So, you know, again, I don't personally think that I had anything to benefit from it if we did the conversation at all. But it is a shame that it seems like it's just never going to happen now, right? So it is what it is. Oh, let's see here. I took a shit today, did a $2.25 tip, and says, I'm watching 8 Crazy Nights. They could not make this today. They probably wouldn't make any Adam Sandler content today anymore. I've never seen 8 Crazy Nights. I'm not putting your name on there because it's disgusting. I've never seen 8 Crazy Nights, but you know, all that kind of 90s humor stuff, they wouldn't make that today. Everything's changed. You know, as we talked about recently, the society as a whole has changed in the last decade. Everyone's idea of what's acceptable behavior and culture and humor and everything has flipped. So, you know, yeah, I agree. Like, probably that stuff wouldn't be about today. They wouldn't even make it, right? When I say I got my revenge on side scrollers, what do I mean? Well, let's see. First off, they ultimately were exposed for being absolutely awful creators. They failed miserably as any kind of an entertainment or video game related culture show. They had to completely rebrand to become a right wing grifter show. Okay. And then I had him in an interview and I publicly exposed him for who he really was, a malicious individual who was only out for self serving purposes, who never intended to give me a fair shake during the interview, but instead was trying to spin it into his big break. He wanted the scoop that I was going to admit that I played WWE champions, and he was going to be the guy who got the scoop, and he was going to benefit huge from it, and he didn't get it, and he became a whiny little baby bitch who then just sucked money from my detractors to try to get something out of the situation. And his mask came completely off in my interview with him when he became incredibly desperate at being exposed, and then said, oh, well, I'll donate money to charity. Oh, well, I'll send money to you. Well, I'll do whatever. He's just a fucking pussy bitch. He always was. He's just someone who takes advantage of a situation, doesn't care about the morality around it or anything like that. As long as his pockets get lined, that's all he cares about. 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you anything he's talking about in his shitty ass fucking right wing grifter show is bullshit. He's just fabricating drama. He's making shit up so that he can make money. By the way, I'm just curious. You guys explain this to me. What happened with his Game Awards? Did he actually do them? Remember how he had a big fundraiser this year that he wanted to do his own version of the Game Awards because he doesn't like Jeff Keighley's. He feels like they're too liberal and left-leaning. Did his big Game Awards actually happen? Did they make big news and did they make waves in the gaming industry? Because I didn't hear shit. I heard nothing, right? Did they? See, I don't know. Did they take the money and run? If they did, that's not the first time he's done that. Like, over the years, he's done many different things like that. For some bizarre reason, no one calls them out for it. Years ago, he did this other fundraiser thing where he was like, oh, this is going to be a way that creators are going to get noticed. You pay into this network. You don't like you. It's a crowdfunding network, and then we're gonna list your stuff going on, and you're gonna get noticed, right? So a bunch of people paid into it, and then he just canceled the whole thing. So, oh well, I'm moving on. I'm doing a different project. What? Okay. What the hell is the OTK Game Fest? I'm just curious because someone is saying OTK Game Fest. Yeah, let's see what that is. OTK Games Expo? What is this? It's about indie games. This has nothing to do with it. What are you talking about? This is not a Game Awards. So whoever just told me to look at this, You're wrong. I mean, this is Asmongold. Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. This is nothing to do with it at all. This is not even close to being what I'm talking about. All right, anyway, I guess we'll move on since no one seems to have any facts in the chat about this. The crunchiest onion did a super chat. Did you watch any side scrollers episodes before your interview or any of his prior projects? I did. I watched a bunch of the episodes from before the interview. And basically I saw how they were basically struggling. They were trying to get traction back. What's funny about it is they had people on that show, big YouTubers. We're talking YouTubers with million subs, people with big followings. They got no increase in attention whatsoever. Zero. Then they had me on and acted incredibly toxic about me after the interview, and they benefited massively. So essentially what happened was they tried to be legit. Okay? They tried to be legit and couldn't make it legit because they're just not interesting at all. So instead, they just decided to become drama. Like literally like everyone else. It's just a total sellout on the internet. That's what you do. I tried to make it legit. I couldn't make it legit. You know, I just couldn't retain an audience. I couldn't get a following. I couldn't get anyone to pay attention to me. So now it's time to crash out. That's what they say, right? Crashing out. Give up on everything that you ever wanted to do and instead just become a shameless grifter by creating drama, which is exactly what they did. First, it was about creating drama around me so they could milk my detractors for money. Then they tried creating drama elsewhere. It kind of fizzled out and didn't work. So then they jumped into politics. And then they said, let's make drama with politics by being extreme to the right. And it worked because people are stupid and they fall for grifting. They're just dumb. What? Two-time Todd, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. They interviewed Boogie after me, and they did a series of guest appearances before me. Tons of YouTubers appeared on the show before I did. Just get a ban now. You're a fucking idiot. Yikes, people are dumb. Yes, Charizard, I ignore Kick completely now. That's correct. Exactly. They had the angry video game nerd on and only got like 5,000 views on the video. You're right. Like, that's what I mean. Like, they just basically, the only thing that ever got them notoriety when they were making content that was game related was me. That was it. Nothing else got any attention. That's why they pivoted towards the easy drama of, you know, being incredibly right-wing politics because they knew that that would be polarizing. It would get them attention. And then they could grift and say, oh, let's do our own game awards. That will never happen, but we'll still take your money for and shit like that. It's the easy way out. Really. Why do you think my politics show hasn't blown up? Because you notice that I'm not extreme. That, yes, there are times when I'm going to call people out. Like, I'm going to call out the Black Lives Matter activist who literally sits there in an interview and has nothing to say whatsoever. I'm going to call out when people say that racism exists when it doesn't. Okay, I'm going to call that stuff out. But that's not going incredibly one direction. That's just being a realist. You know, at the same time, I guarantee you there's going to be stuff going on in the future where it's going to be the other way, where I think the Republicans / right-wing people will also be doing stupid shit, and I'm going to call them out for it too. But that's if people don't want that. They either want one extreme or the other, so they can just feel, oh, well, I feel so simpleton extreme one way or the other that now I don't have to think. Instead, I just do what I'm told by my one-sided extremist views group, which is stupid, because that's not the good way to go through life. You know, that's why I knew doing politics was never going to really blow up for me, because I'm not a person who's going to be, you know, going crazy in one direction or the other. I'm just never going to. I always kind of see where's the more moderate, realist place to be so that everyone can kind of get by and coexist rather than crush the enemies, crush the people who you disagree with. You know, I've never been like that. Sarah did a super chat. I can't even read. Rich is off weed gummies. He's much more reasonable. He listened to your advice. I think now could be the time for the interview. No, I'm never interviewing him. I don't care. I literally have zero interest in review tech. Zero. If I could never hear about the man ever again, I would be happy. There's no point in me having any talk or relation to the man. He's got nothing to offer. You understand? Nothing. There's literally nothing he could ever do that would benefit me. There's nothing he can do that he can offer me that would be of interest. He's already scorched earth. He's a pile of ash. You get it? Let's see here. I received a $10.80 tip. Ponage 101 says, for the Christmas marathon, you should play Stellar Blade last. The game is main event status. Well, here's the thing. Here's the problem with that. If I do that, which I very well could do, by the end of the marathon, I'm going to be tired. You know, every time I do a marathon, by the end of the show, I'm pretty beat. And I don't know how well that would go. Honestly, like, the main event, what everyone wants to see, and Phil's half fallen asleep, probably, you know, buzzed or recovering from having drinking this Scotch whiskey all day or whatever, right? So I get it, but at the same time, I don't know how I could possibly make that very good for people. You know, like I feel like to make it that I'm the best at what I'm doing. I'm full of energy. I'm alert for the game and paying attention. I would have to be like first, you know. But I hear you. If I do it first, then a lot of people might just see what they wanted to see and then leave, right? Hello, Mild Cat. How are you? What's up, Dio? What's up, Mark? How's everyone doing? Foggy Bottom. I don't know what to, SS. First of all, Foggy Bottom did a $2 super chat to get me to read this. SS most pop vid is about DP definition, not drama. DP? What the fuck does that mean? I don't care. Thanks for the super chat. I have no idea what you're saying, and I just don't give a shit. Okay. The urine recap for Steam is now live. Is it? How would I go about finding that? Is it in Steam itself? Uh No, this is, oh, I clicked the Game Awards. Fuck, I clicked the wrong thing. I don't see it. Where would it be? It's your account name. What do you mean? I'm logged into Steam right now. So how would I locate what you're talking about in Steam? I don't see it anywhere. It's your name. Yeah, I clicked on it. The name next to community, I clicked on it. Now, oh, you're in review. All right. Cool. All right, this is neat. I'll do this maybe tomorrow because now it's too late on the show to do it now. Cool. Thanks for telling me. Let me yeah, definitely. We'll do this tomorrow. It's just pretty wow, this is actually pretty interesting. Nice. Okay, yeah, we'll do this tomorrow. This is a really cool breakdown. The Steam year in review. And if I don't do it tomorrow, remind me to do it, okay? Because that's good. That's good stuff. Okay. Oh, let's see here. I received a $3 tip. I'm glad you did not do an interview with RTU. Every stream he still talks about you. I think he has a crush. He needs to be in a padded cell. I wouldn't know, and I literally don't care. Like I said, there was a time when I care. I just don't care about the man anymore. I don't. Like I have nothing further to say. I've said my piece on him. And I see no reason to ever address him again. You know, like he's just such old news, such scorched earth nonsense that, you know, some people love to go back and beat the dead horse. They do. You know what I'm saying? Like some people like to just go back because that's like the easy money for them. Me talking about Rich does bring in views. Like remember when he superimposed himself on top of me in my own set and I made fun of him and it got like 5,000 views on that one video alone. It was like the most viewed video I did in a month. I could easily clown on that fucking guy every day if I wanted to. There's no point. I don't care. I don't need to make that kind of money and get that kind of attention. I don't see the benefit. A lot of people like it. They like the drama. Not me. You know me. You know? Definitely, let's be honest here. During that time period of August, September, October, right? If I had stayed on top of drama constantly, if I had stayed on these people, like Ethan Ralph, like Cog, like Review Tech, right? If I had stayed on these people, clowning on them constantly, I absolutely would have stayed more popular. I absolutely would have kept that surge of popularity that I had. But I don't like that content. Do you understand? I just don't. I don't like that content at all. You know, I can go on Kino Casino and I can watch them do it and chime in from time to time. But I could never do that for a living. I just don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy clowning on people, you know, at all. I just don't. I don't, you know, some people, it's like their forte. I can't take it. It actually hurts me. Like, I want to enjoy games. I want to have fun. I want to chill and relax. I want to have meaningful conversation, right? That's the stuff that I love doing. That's the stuff I aspire to do from now till the day I die. When I do politics, I don't want to just sit there and clown on people. I do want to expose hypocrisy and nonsense, but I also want to hope that people watching my show are learning something or seeing a different perspective they don't usually get because most of the mainstream stuff is now completely polarized. You see what I mean? Like, I strive to do things differently, but just I'm not going to ever be ultra popular or be ultra rich because I do stuff that way. Do you get it? Like, that's just the case that's going to happen. You know, there's nothing I can do about that. That's just reality. That's who I am. Exactly. Drama, controversy, hate, they pay more. That's what people want these days. They want ultra polarized. How funny is it now that everyone just wants ultra polarized politics talk? Either you're all the way to the left or you're all the way to the right. You can't be in the middle. You can't ever be in the middle on any topic. Like, what the hell? Well, thank you. Game Dude says respect for not being a sellout. I very well could have been. Again, during this whole summertime of popularity and stuff that was happening, I 100% could have changed who I was as a content creator, as a person, and I still would be getting the views that I had then. Remember, every podcast then I was getting 500-600 viewers. I very well could have kept getting the drama contributions I was getting, you know, but I was making $200 in tips a stream alone. You understand that? I was making $200 in tips only on a stream. Plus, I was getting memberships. Plus, I was getting super chats. Plus, I was getting subs. I was getting all of that. I was making insane amounts of money for a couple of months there. Well, thank you, Elixification, who says, mad respect to you that you're sticking to games most of the time. Cheers. Seem sad today? Not at all. I'm not sad. Like I said, I don't have many crazy topics to talk about today. Today we're just doing a little bit of a slow build up to the React, which we're going to do in a little bit. In fact, probably we should end the show like right now, because I do need to get the other stream going over on DSP Reacts and build it up to get people over there. So I probably should wrap it up. Okay. All right, so quick reminder. First of all, this support carries over to the React stream. Just to make it clear, if you know, you're going to watch me on the React stream today, we're already a fifth of the way to the goal, so thank you for that. So here's how it's going to go. All right, we're going to end this podcast. If you're on Kick, just stick around. Don't go anywhere. The stream will go down, get retitled, but then we'll go right back up, okay? If you're here watching this on DSP Gaming Live, a link's going to pop up that's going to say, hey, everyone's going over to DSP Reacts. Click on that link, and within a few minutes, the DSP React stream will start, and we're going to begin over there, okay? If you're watching this on demand, I hope you enjoyed the show. I certainly hope you'll check out my reaction to the Mr. Medicare documentary, my first long-form react in many months, okay? So I certainly hope that you guys will join me for that, all right? All right. Now, when will I be back? I don't know. I may be back tonight for some chill gaming of Killer Frequency. Or, depending on how the React goes and how long it takes, I may not be back tonight because I may need the entire day to finish the React project. We'll see how it goes. Okay? All right, everyone, thank you for a chill, holiday, festive vibe episode of the Level 1 Podcast. I certainly hope that you all enjoyed the show. And please check out my reaction to the Medicare documentary today. I'll be back tomorrow to do the Steam year-in review, which looks really interesting to me, as well as to talk about how the React went and the DSP tries it and more. All right, everyone, thank you so very much. See you tomorrow. Peace out.